Hey, how's it going, you guys? Spydeco64 back here once again with yet another Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi episode review. Today, we, of course, are here to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 5. So, Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 5. Oh, my boy, oh boy. Um, this is probably yet again going to be an episode that a lot of people are going to be talking about. And for the most part, for all the good reasons, I personally think. But honestly, I just want to just get one thing straight out of the way. I freaking love this episode. I just need to say that. I just need to get that out of the way already. But anyways, though, yeah, just it was a great episode. This is up there with like Mandalorian in terms of live action Star Wars television. This is up there with the Ahsoka episode from Mando season 2, also the same episode, also from the same season. Sorry, Book of Boba Fett, also the episode, and also in Book of Boba Fett, the Mandalorian episode, and then the Luke, Grogu, Ahsoka, Cad Bane episode. Man, but anyways, yeah, this is definitely up there with it. So, with that being said in mind, let's just go over the plot real quick of this episode. So, in this episode, Obi-Wan is leading a charge against, of course, Obi-Wan as Reva basically put a tracker on Lola, and basically Obi-Wan, along with the rest of the refugees on Jabin, are going to have to try to find a way to, break out of there, and throughout the whole entire episode, we see that, throughout the whole entire episode, Leia's trying to get the door open and, all that sort of stuff. We also see a lot of fighting. Obi-Wan does a lot of his own fighting as well. And hell, now in this point of the season, and now in this point of the story, Obi-Wan is the Obi-Wan that we knew, of course, hell, in, the Obi-Wan that we all knew, the one that fought, freaking General Grievous, Count Dooku, Darth Maul, the General, he's back right here and then. And, just one of the biggest highlights for me of this episode, of course, has to be the flashback scenes, which correlates to Episode 2 and Episode 3. Now, going into the season, I was expecting there to be some flashbacks. And a lot of people were saying, that there were going to be Clone Wars flashbacks and all that sort of stuff. But I think that it really makes sense that, like I said, it really does make sense for me that they would have flashbacks to, I guess, events in the movies rather than a TV show that not many people have seen. But, concept art like this, which I think it's fan-made, honestly. Though it's a cool recreation, though. Honestly, really want to know where that image went up. But no, instead we got some flashback scenes to Anakin and Obi-Wan training, of course, during the Attack of the Clones era, and all that sort of stuff. And of course, we got some good old Order 66 scenes, as well. There you go, looking pretty sweet. Definitely the biggest highlights of the episode for me, and they're there for a purpose, we definitely saw young Anakin, of course, Padawan, Anakin, fighting, aggressively, all that sort of stuff, while Obi-Wan's, fighting defensively, which correlates to their, fighting style. And of course, the Order 66 scenes were also just really damn cool to see. And holy goddamn, Disney. Wow, Disney. You really are stepping some boundaries. You're stepping some boundaries. Man. First of all, you got getting some gay representation in the upcoming Buzz Lightyear movie. You got, and no, he got Anakin straight up killing some kids. Wow. I mean, I understand why it's there for a reason, but it's just like, wow, it's like, they actually did it, which is like, holy shit, Which, I mean, of course, episode 3 was a freaking dark fucking movie. So, of course, it would make sense, and all that sort of stuff. And, yeah. And also, we get to learn a lot about Reva in this episode. All those theories I said and the speculation, they were all confirmed. Yes, Reva was one of the Jedi younglings in the Order 66 scene in the beginning of the series. And, of course, she thought Anakin was going to help her friends and all that sort of stuff, but nope. That was no longer Anakin. That was freaking Darth Vader in full. And now she wants revenge against Vader, or I guess in proper terms, against Anakin. And hell, there's a fight scene at the end where Reva tries to, fight Vader. I say try, but Vader's like, really? Like, really, bitch? Like, I am Darth freaking Vader. And it's just, Vader was not even trying. He was just like, what the hell is this, And disarms her and, all that sort of stuff. Just, wow, just, damn, that was freaking cool. Like I said, every scene with Darth Vader in it, they freaking nailed. Okay, Disney, come on. Give me my Darth Vader show. Come on. If you don't give me my Darth Vader show, I got some story ideas, man. Got some good old story ideas, huh? That was a notebook I made because I was bored. But anyways, though, yeah, and just, yeah, we learned a lot more about Reva. And one thing, though, and there are really two criticisms, really I kind of have for this episode. Because I think this episode was freaking great. Like, I had a good time watching it. I had a great time watching it. And I know this is still going to be, and this is something, of course, I will talk about in my Obi-Wan Kenobi series review, which, of course, will come out. Sorry, I got dust in my eye. But anyways, though, yeah, just one criticism that I kind of do have is really, I think, is at the end where really Reva, of course, Reva, she is impaled by, Vader, and also Grand Inquisitor is alive, so it doesn't retcon Rebels. Besides, I don't know, just, and, two criticisms, and this is also for the whole entire series, but I really do feel like that, and I really don't know what really makes these decisions, but, and this overall point isn't really a criticism, but I think it's something that I think really Disney and Lucasfilm really have to consider when really watching these, when making these series, and that is simply a lot of people don't have the patience to see stories play out. Like, hell, even the beginning of the series, like, people were saying it's the Reva show, and all that sort of stuff, and, there was, like, a lot of burning questions, which, hell, I just like to say that while watching, well, hell, it keeps you really engaged throughout the whole entire series, I think. Though I do maybe feel like that maybe they should have shown a little bit. This episode, and this is something I agree with Star Wars theory, is this should have been maybe shown earlier in the series. And you could have built upon that. And honestly, I liked the first two episodes. Episode 3, or part 3, was a little bit slowish at times. A little bit. Of course, and also some questions were answered. Basically, Vader did let Obi-Wan go because, like, this is not my freaking master, and all that sort of stuff. This is an embarrassment, and all that sort of stuff. He's waiting for Obi-Wan to get back into the groove of his Jedi, ways. But, and this is something I really can't change, but I really do feel like that you should have maybe shown this whole entire Reva plotline or her motivations earlier in the series, because what ultimately happened is that my biggest criticism is that Reva ultimately is a not really all that good. Okay, I will say this: her motivations are pretty good, makes sense. I definitely like her a bit more now. But in the early parts, she's just really unlikable. And really, honestly, Disney and Lucasfilm, I really kind of blame them just for putting actress Moses Ingram really just in a bad spotlight. And of course, the racist comments made towards Moses Ingram were, are horrible, and and all that sort of stuff. But it's just like, why do the writers why do the writers are just putting her in a really bad space? Honestly, that's really one thing too, is that there was a big shift in writing here too. Like, whoever wrote this really understood what the hell he or she was writing about. But I don't know, it's just really weird decisions too. And I guess the last big part of it really is now, and this is something that it does. Here's the thing about sort of canon is that I really try not to let canon really ruin my whole experiences with these TV series. Like, I'll be really damn honest. Like, I can forgive them retconning a comic book and all that sort of stuff. But this is sort of something where I have a line that, like, for example, which looks like Reva, because literally there's a little hologram disc that Obi-Wan used to contact Bail Organa, or where Bail Organa sent some messages to Obi-Wan. In that message, it seems that now Reva knows who Luke and Leia are, and she's still freaking alive after getting impaled by a freaking lightsaber, which just, I don't know. And and I wouldn't have a problem with it if maybe how Reva in her last dying moments realized that Anakin had children. That children being Leia, that kid being the daughter Leia, and of course Luke, and she understands now that Obi-Wan was on Tatooine for that reason. And so she dies maybe knowing that, and maybe he'll even get a premonition of the Emperor being defeated and Anakin turning back to the light. And then she just dies peacefully, knowing that her death, along with deaths of all the other Jedi, won't go in vain. And all that sort of stuff. New hope will emerge. That's honestly how I think that should have gone, but I don't know if they're trying to set up something with Reva, which, I really don't know. It's like this weird sort of thing where it's like, I honestly hope really that if there's going to be a spinoff or there's going to be a continuation of this story, I really want it to be a Vader series. Or hell, have Reva be sort of, I don't know, there, or I don't know, I personally would have killed her off. That's personally, honestly speaking, for me, honestly. Would have been a neat conclusion to her story arc. Really kind of poorly, in presentation, it was kind of poorly handled. But overall, the idea was, I knew the idea behind everything. But anyways, though, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like I said before, I really enjoyed this episode. With all that stuff in mind that I said before, this did not take me out of this episode. And really, the one thing I knew for a fact when beginning to record this video was that I want to go into this video with a really positive message and review for everyone, is that this was a really good episode, and just give this episode a watch, okay? And damn, next week is the last episode, which damn, we won't have, but I wouldn't have to worry. We're gonna get some more Star Wars content. We're gonna get Andor in August, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Of course, we got Miss Marvel going on. After this, I'm gonna go straight to watch Miss Marvel, and I'll do a video on that. But other than that, guys, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week, where Obi-Wan and maybe Vader are gonna duel. Rematch of the century, guys. Well, let's see. We'll see what happens.